ready, it's ripe. I thank God for the payment. That's a solid foundation. When I finally make it, I'll give God all the praises. G.O.D. who conquered evil forces. I don't trust in chariots or fortresses. Yeah, I walk by faith. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Game time in it. Game time. I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. I will not bend. Game time. Run it up. 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 Run it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Madden NFL 23. Coming up, we'll see Carson Wentz.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Commanders trot to the field for their first possession, and it's the seventh-year quarterback out of North Dakota State leading the way. His third NFL team, Carson Wentz.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. Wentz first play going right to the air. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Javon Kinlaw, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. So a tough early challenge here, second and long after the sack. Another try after the first down sack. Wentz, he's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Wentz now to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. They'll go again with Gibson. Oh, he shifts past him. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's a first down Washington on a pickup of 18. To throw is Wentz. Eluding the pressure right. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the tuck and run. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, Wentz. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. To try again after the sack. Wentz. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
So they say we'll let that completed pass stand, and we're putting up third down instead as they decline it.
So they're comfortable with the yardage. The big thing to them is what you pointed out, getting it to third down and making the play there.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. being chased out left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Wentz to the sideline on 4th down. Joey Sly is out there now for the Washington field goal. Sly able to put this one through. And it's 3-0 Washington. Well, given where they started that opening drive, CD, I think to get 3 out of it, probably a pretty good start that they'll take.
I think you're exactly right about that because they just shook off the effects of the kickoff in field position and took the ball, moved it downfield. Didn't pay off with a touchdown, but that drive, that was really nice for them, and they did come away with 3 points.
Now here's Trey Lance leading this 49er offense onto the field. Some very big expectations for the second-year signal caller.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Yeah, they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
And he carries this one past the midfield stripe and into Commander territory. A.J. Boye up to make the tackle. The Niners at 3-11 now on the year. And they come in mired in a brutal stretch right now. Losers of 8 straight games.
Could you imagine being in those coaches' rooms right now? And you remember the old expression, there's no such thing as a bad idea? That's really true right here. They're searching for any idea, anything that can galvanize this team and find a victory and get them out of this losing spin.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Ready.
Davis Price on 1st and 10.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17.
Now it's 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain. At the 17-yard line.
From the gun, it's Lance.
This will be caught at about the 6.
And the Niners are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
1st and goal at the 1 yard line.
Davis Price will get into the end zone for a 49er touchdown. So part of it was a passing game that drove them down the field. But when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Gold with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was the rookie, Ty Davis Price, finishing things off with a touchdown. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2.
As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where you always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Now Wentz on 3rd down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And it's fielded at the 34. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their second drive. The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Mitchell. And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
Jamin Davis there to bring him down. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis. The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on 3rd down. The Lance going to throw.
Man open, that's Ray McCloud. And he's going to have a Niners 1st down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. It'll go as a 1st down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16.
To throw, it's Lance. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lance. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you can easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even giving up a defensive touchdown.
And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. Play action. Now Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
But it looked like Washington got it back, and indeed they did. It remains Commanders football.
Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing is Wentz.
That's out to the flat for Gibson.
Takes this one up past the 20 after he's able to make a man miss. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. Now Wentz. And that will will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. This one caught by Kittle.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Okay, ready?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Ready?
Here's Lance to throw it.
He's got the hook up to McLeod. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
That's interference. Defense.
So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great work in practice being put into the game.
Lance now on 1st down.
To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Lance, a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Again, they'll throw it with Lance. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. The deep. To stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were hoping they could catch everyone crashing and playing the run, but that was a very ill-advised throw right there. The opportunity, lost.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we're at halftime here.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it.
He rifles one that's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Wow, so wipe out the INT, roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is not buying the other dinner.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Right back to Mitchell on second down.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
We often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On second down, here's Mitchell.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Ty Davis-Price, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
And they are able to add on to their advantage. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it was the rookie, Ty Davis-Price, finishing things off with a touchdown.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out.
Oh, good-looking return set up here.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. First chance for the Commanders' offense now as they head out for their opening series of the second half.
They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Throwing now is Wentz. Open man is Samuel, complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. On play action, it's Wentz. Completes it to Samuel. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Gibson again.
And look at this for the 2nd straight play. The 49er defense drops him for a loss. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. To throw, it's Wentz. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. Back now here in Santa Clara.
It's the Commanders in possession of the football, but they trail as we start this fourth quarter.
On first down, Wentz. Forced out to his left. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
5 yards remain on second down.
Now Wentz. And he will find his man Samuel. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Wentz now to throw.
Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders.
A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Commanders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
And he will get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the 4th. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
From his end zone, Wilson. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC.
Lance and the 49ers now, 1st and 10.
At their own 21.
Drive starts with a give to Mitchell.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situation.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are right back in this football game.
A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. And I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
On play action, Wentz. Steps away to his left. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one good for 37 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Into the red zone, Wentz. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wentz looking for McLaurin, and he's got him.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Flushed out right. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Carson Wentz. A 13-yard touchdown run.
And the Commanders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Important extra point up and through, and that will make this a 4-point game.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
So Lance and the Niners down by 4. A minute 38 to go.
Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on first down.
Ready.
Here's Lance.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The 49ers moving hastily. They're scurrying to the line.
Lance back to throw.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now Lance.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he's got his guys set up great now. First and goal. And the Pigskin at the 7-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal.
Delay of game. Offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
On second down, a run with Gibson.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal.
They'll try to run it with Gibson.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left.
A bit of extra pressure now for this one on Joey Slye.
This will get the lead up to 7. And his kick is indeed good, and that'll make this a 7-point game. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, and if we kept having to